I must say it has been great working with Charlie because he does all the heavy lifting. And my job this morning this afternoon, is to help frame this discussion. I think Charlie, in one of his last sentences, talked about consumer confidence. I think I want to just, before we bring in our expert from the panel, I want to just frame it quickly to you. If you look at our panel, yesterday for lunch, we have the CEO of the largest toy company speak to us about product safety and how they overcome the obstacle, manage the crisis. Today, we have, if you look at it, we have Walmart, represented from Walmart, one of the largest toy store in the world. We have a Chinese government official. You can almost call him, based on his job description, he's a chief brand officer for China. He managed to protect the brand for China. And we have one of the independent inspection service coming to us to share his viewpoint with us. And we also have a super lawyer in California to help talk to us about some of the legal issues. So we got a very good panel. But from which angle we're going to look at it? So let's take a look at. Let's go to the next slide, please. If I can share with you some of the basic data. The biggest issue everyone is facing right now is not based on the product recall. It's not just about safety to the consumer, but more importantly, it's about the erosion of consumer confidence. If you look at one of the polls that was taken in September of 2007, 78% of the consumers worry about the safety of the Chinese import. 35% of them are very, very worried. And if you look at it, you vote with your wallet, right? You walk away. 23% actually stop buying China-made toys. 16% they don't buy any China-labeled good entirely. And fortunately, we got about more than 1/3 of them who continue to buy China-made products. So you can clearly see that there is a significant erosion of consumer confidence, which means that every U.S. company importing goods from China are impacted by the product recall in toys, in foods, in ties, in toothpaste. So how do we deal with it? If you go to the next slide, many of the time let's go to the next slide. Now, anytime in the past when you have problem importing something from a country, the first knee-jerk reaction would be, hey, can we just buy from somebody else? Can we go to another country? But if you look at, if you are already importing 86% of your toys from China, where do you find the alternative source? You might be able to reduce the dependence on China, but you will never be able to take them. Oh, can you go back to the last slide? Go back to the last slide, please. No. Yeah, thank you. And if you're already importing 86%, it's very difficult to find another country who can replace China in its totality. So I think in this situation, it's very important to say, hey, how do we work together to alleviate this issue, to protect our consumer? Now, if we look at the next slides, it gives you some ideas of what the general public are thinking. Who should be responsible? I want to point out the fact there are really multiple stakeholders in this product safety issue, and they all share the responsibility. Based on this particular poll in August, again, 2007, 64% said the Chinese firm who obtained the product should take a lot of responsibility. But if you look at it, 84% also say the U.S. businesses selling Chinese product also have to take on some or a lot of the responsibility. And if you go down the line, 79% say, hey, the Chinese government also is partially responsible for it. 75% say the U.S. government has to be responsible for it. Even 71% say those U.S. consumers who are constantly looking for lower cost product should bear some responsibility. So this afternoon's discussion is all about how should all the stakeholders work together and improve the situation, protect the China brand, and also protect the consumers' safety on both sides of the ocean. So I would like to introduce our first panelist this afternoon, Mr. Li Yuanping. He's a Director General for the Department of Inspection and Quarantine Clearance of the General Administration of Quality Supervision, Inspection, Quarantine. And Mr. Lee,